As far as I'm concerned, you worked as a community manager at Moz, right?
Yep.
Can you explain us shortly what were your duties?
Yeah, so at Moz we had three aspects to the community, and I can really only speak to my time when I was there, kind of how it was laid out. So there was social media, of course. Moz has a huge social media following. I think they have almost 500,000 fans on Twitter alone. So actually on social media currently, Moz has almost 24 hours a day coverage just because, fans from all over the world. And when you get that big, again, when I started there, we didn't have 24 hours coverage. We barely had weekend coverage because we didn't need it until the community grew bigger. Yeah. And then the other kind of branch of the community is they have a Q&A forum. So any of their customers can come in and ask questions about SEO or online marketing or any sort of issues they're having. When I was there, they also had a user-generated content blog, which they have since closed. And the community team was also in charge of moderating all the blog comments. And then the third branch, it was in-person events. So this is like MozCon, which is Moz's flagship conference, which is about 1,600 marketers come every year for. And then there's a smaller conference, MozCon Local, which is about 200 or so people focused on local SEO. And then we put on a bunch of evening events known as Moz Talks, and we actually put them all around all over the globe. And so those were really fun to connect with community actually in their towns, which I think is really powerful.
What was your initial target of these events, of building this community? What did you expect?
Some of my initial, when I was brought on at Moz, the team was when I left, the community team was quite large. It's no longer that large anymore. But when I started, the marketing team was 6 people, right? Oh. So when you're on a 6-person team, you're doing a lot of things. You're doing everything you can. And again, you're doing it in a scrappy manner that maybe you can't do everything, right?
Sure.
So one of the main things that I was brought on for was MozCon. Because at the time it had been this it grew out of a training for their tools, and then it became a real conference, and they were like, oh, we need to think about this in a way that makes sense, for our team and for this kind of growing demand for this to be, this world-class conference we want it to grow into. And, there were things that first year that we did that were in previous years, someone on staff had run the AV. Well, we're working at a software company. None of us are AV professionals. So yeah, we hired an AV company, right? We hired a great team of outside vendors who are AV professionals to make it better. We did things we looked at our space, and that first year we had, and this was in 2012 to give some sort of time frame, we had 850 attendees, and we were at a hotel, and the hotel said, oh yeah, we can fit 900 people. No problem. No, we could barely fit 850. So then we were like, oh, we need a new space. And,
that's awesome.
There's all these types of things. Anytime you're doing any sort of program, whether you're doing an event or you're doing social media, where you look at it and you say, okay, we did a great job. We've been doing a great job this quarter. We did a great job with that event, whatever it is. Let's pat ourselves on the back. We did a good job. And now how can we improve this? How can we go back? And how can we, add more things that our audience is asking for? Or how can we anticipate what they might want and they might engage further with? And I think that's really key. We oftentimes are very reactive in marketing, right? We're very reactive to our community who's asking for things because we care a lot about them, or we're very active, reactive to product people wanting to launch something new or other types of things. But how can you really take that a step further and improve your program by being proactive?